Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're doing a tutorial review and swatches of Colourpop's Lust for Dusk palette. Now, when I first bought this palette, you guys, let me just tell you, it was an Ulta exclusive. They have since moved it to the Colourpop website. I actually never planned on making a tutorial, let alone a review on this palette, because when I first opened it up, Color Story just like, it put me to sleep. It put me to sleep. I saw it first in the little sneak peeks through like a little Facebook group that I have. And I started seeing little like, you know, just little sneak peeks here and there. And I was excited. Because Colourpop always gets me with this dang packaging. Like, look how gorgeous this is. This screams fall to me, like totally Twilight stuff. I don't know what the heck, but I don't know. I just loved it. It jumped out at me. I said, you know what? And everything inside of me told me don't buy that palette because those colors look ashy as hell. My gullible butt still bought it. I still bought it. And when I opened it, I was like, man, I don't even want to do this anymore. I honestly wanted to return it. But then I thought about you guys. I thought about, you know what, if I can help one of you guys really make a decision whether you feel like this palette is for you or not, then that's what it really comes down to, because I already kind of messed my own self up by buying it. It's too late for me, but at least I can save someone. I'm not going to say it's a bad palette. It's obviously not a bad palette. I don't think any palettes are bad palettes, really. It's just sometimes the color stories, the way they put those colors in there, that's what makes a bad palette. If the color story doesn't make sense, if the colors don't mesh well together, that's when you're like, why do I need you, Jorge? Why? Because you costed me $24. I could have got your ashy shades from another 20 palettes from over here. I don't need you like that. I kept thinking. So the palette comes like this, you guys. I'm going to stop yapping. It's called Lust for Dusk. Obviously, really beautiful packaging. It has no mirror. It has the same type of packaging. These are the tones in here. Now, I'm going to say just one thing, okay? If you like cool type of tones, these type of grayish, light, just very, very light, honestly, I think you'll like the palette. It's not a bad palette. It's just for someone of my skin tone or darker, I do not recommend this for someone darker. I just don't. I feel like even with a cut crease, you could probably make some of these tone shades work, but a lot of them are too light. Too light, they're almost ashy, and I'm pretty sure they won't work on a lot of skin tones. So, once again, you got Colourpop, who is called Colourpop, and there's not a lot of color in this palette. And I was just like, you know what? Who asked for this ashy, grayish, bluish tone called Twilight? Where in God's name would I use that? Like, why would I use that? I like this purple one. That's pretty. It's a purple, like a dusty, how do you call that? Dusty Twilight purple. You know, the kind they use in the sunsets. That's a perfect purple. I used After Dark here, but that's like a warmish, terracotta orange matte. That works for, you know, darker skin tones. Obviously, that's neat. That's a dark brown, but it's a dark matte with sweet cream glitters, and you guys already know how I feel about those glitters, those matte with glitters. Colourpop can't seem to let go. This is also a matte with glitter. I'm not too crazy about it. It's like a light pinkish tone. It's not bad, but it's not like something that jumps out at me. Definitely, I don't like Wild Sky. It's too freaking, it's yellow, beigey type of tone, but it's like really light yellow. It does not call to me at all. Hot Clam, I think that could still work for me. Horizon is way too light for me. Eventide, that's just okay. Miser, I think it's called. That's a really pretty duochrome. This one's a really pretty, obviously shimmers, you guys. I don't have any problems with shimmers for some reason. It's just all these light tones in here, all these cool tones that you would consider cool tones. And then Take the Lead. Like, come on. Granite Ghoulish Gray. Like, why Colourpop? I'm going to start with the swatches, y'all, because it gets to me too much. I'm going to start in this corner. I'm going to go clear across each row till we get to the end, okay? So the first one is called Sunset Chaser. That is just a very gold beigey tone shimmer. Very, very pretty. Soft, almost like buttery like. And that's the one that I used as my inner corner highlight. It's very, very pretty, you guys. And then you have Wild Sky. This one is just a very light yellowish orange almost. Y'all, look at that. Look how it comes out on my skin tone. It just looks super ashy. Powdery even. I don't like it. I don't like that color. Y'all couldn't pay me to use that color. Shaken. This one is so beautiful. Look at this. This looks like a Super Shock shadow. Straight up. It looks like a Super Shock shadow with glitter in it. It's a very light mauvey pink almost. Like that one made that palette worth it. The shimmers in here are what make it worth it. Made me want to keep it. But at the same time, I have so many palettes that I have to think, do I really need it? Am I going to really get a good use out of it? Like, I have to have these constant conversations with myself. No joke, you guys. Next is Moonlighting. Moonlighting is that color you guys see right there. It's a very taupey, grayish type of shimmer. Y'all see that? It's so freaking, oh god, look at, it's a taupe. Y'all already know how I feel about those taupe. I have like a very love-hate relationship with taupes. I don't really like them. Some of them don't look bad on me, and then some of them just make me look like I'm some kind of skeleton, dead, zombie-ish looking person. In the next row, we have Hot Glam. Hot Glam is so beautiful, you guys. I love that one. It's like this brown peach, sort of. That's 3. That's a matte. I like it. It's very pretty. Then you got Quiet Storm. This is a foiled shimmer. It's flaky too. Oh god, but look how beautiful that is. It's like this golden color. Gold orange almost. Mixer is a mauvey matte with glitter in it. So it does have micro glitters in it. It's very pretty though. It's like a berry mauve almost. So that's a matte with glitter right there. Then you have Eventide. This is just this nude brown almost matte. It's not something that I see myself using, honestly. It's just, it's not my thing. Look how light that is. On someone lighter, obviously, it's going to look really, really nice, especially like a transition shade. I just feel for me, I would never use that tone. In the next row, we have Night Lovers. This one is like a Super Shock shadow as well. At least it reminds me of a Super Shock shadow because it's very sheer when you apply it on there. I used it on my eye today. It does have this little dual chrome thing going on where it looks brown and then it looks pink and then it looks mauve at the same time. It's very pretty. It's just it's very sheer, especially when it's more like a topper, I would say. I applied it down here and it's like, you can't even see that I even used it at all. So it would have made no difference of me telling you guys I used that shade on there or not. Because it's like, y'all can't see it anyways. Next we have Horizon. And Horizon is just this peachy tone matte. It's very pretty. Look at that. That's a really nice one. Take the Lead is that granite gray, almost taupe, you can say, matte. So y'all see how dead looking that looks like on my skin tone? Dang! I mean, it's not a bad color. It's just like, how would I use that in this palette particularly? I would have to combine another palette in order to use that tone. That's all I'm saying. Misser is this, I want to call it like berry orangey tone. It's a shimmer. It does have this little pink reflect to it. Definitely really unique in this palette. That's Neat is a dark brown matte with glitter in it. It's another Sweetkin glitter like the rest of them. The only thing I think I had a problem with this one where it was, I had to apply it a couple times to be able to get some type of pigmentation out of it. It's not that it's not pigmented, it's that you have to build it up. That's all I'm saying. And of course, you know, the glitters flake off. They don't stay on. Yeah, I don't see them. I see a couple on my cheeks over here that flaked off, but maybe you see a little bit right here on my eye. It's not like you see it. You get what I'm saying? After Dark is my transition shade. It's just this very deep terracotta orange. I love it so much. It's a matte. It's very pigmented, y'all. I love it. Look. And then you have Serve Chilled. This is that dusty purple that I said. It's a matte too. It's quite a bit of fallout, you guys, from it. Just watching it. But look how pretty that is. I love that one. Honestly, you know what? This palette's kind of reminding me of some kind of like... Is it like leftover Halloween stuff or something? I don't know. So next we have Twilight. This is that dark gray matte that I was telling you guys earlier, that just like, who asked for this? Who asked for that shade, y'all? I'm gonna give it another swatch. A little bit of fallout too. Just like, oh god, I don't know who the heck asked for that color. And it has like this blue tint to it. You guys see it, right? It's like a grayish blue. And those are all the tones in this palette. So completely up to you guys. You don't have to listen to me. I don't think it's a bad palette, but I don't find it a very fascinating palette. Like, I feel that they didn't try. They just threw whatever was left in the background of the warehouse and said, you know, sell that shit. I was like, what is this? Because in the sneak peeks throughout like Instagram and stuff, it really called to me. I thought it was going to be one of those times where, you know, you obviously... The pictures don't match the palette, and the palette looks so much prettier in person, because I've had that happen to me with Colourpop tons of times, where I wasn't considering that palette, and then I get it in person, and it's like freaking over the top beautiful. But this one, I don't know if it's maybe just the color story that throws me off. Some of the colors in here actually surprised me swatching wise, so I would consider giving this another shot, because I know I like that one. I love the shimmers in here. All the shimmers blew me away like always. I'm actually surprised with that one too, and this one and that. I want to try it more now, but obviously, just like looking at it, I didn't like it. I was like, and then after I did my look, I was like, you know what? This isn't half bad. So definitely, I would say it's really up to you. I honestly don't think it's a bad palette. I don't think it's like the best that Colourpop has ever done. But I don't think it's bad. I think it's really pretty. Plus, there was no patchies. I think only this one came out a little tiny patchy. Yeah, that one. And maybe that gray. And the rest of them are good. That's not bad. But I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys want to see how I created this look today, then just stay tuned. Okay, you guys. So for my first color, I went in with After Dark right here, which is a very dark orangey matte. It's very pretty, very pigmented. I actually really liked it. Blended out really perfectly. So that's the one you guys are going to see me use as my transition shade, okay? Next, I went in with Moonlighting. Moonlighting is obviously a taupe shimmer. It has like no pigment. I mean, I want to say it has no color to it. It's obviously a taupe because it looks like a light khaki, almost creamy shimmer for some, like a cream color shimmer. That's why I say to me it looks like more like a taupe. It has no color to it really. It's just this bland blah. You already know how I feel about taupes. I don't have to explain this to you because I have this love-hate relationship with taupes. Some of them make me look nice. Some of them look off on my skin tone. I look horrible. But anyways, I'm going to take that shimmer and I'm going to apply it right there and with my finger over my entire lid right here, okay? Next, I went in with That's Neat. That's Neat is a dark matte brown with glitter in it. It does have those little sequin glitters that we all secretly hate. I know I don't like them. To each their own. If you do like them, you know, I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying it drives me nuts that it flakes off. So this does flake off somewhat. You're going to be cleaning up. So I do recommend that you apply your eyes before the rest of your makeup because there is a little bit of fallout from that shade. just from using just, you know, the brush basically. So I'm going to take that shade, I'm going to apply it right here in this corner and then down here halfway. And that is what you guys can see me do, okay? Now I went in with Night Lovers. Night Lovers is a very hard color to explain. It does remind me of this just Super Shock shadow because it's a very sheer. And it just has this little light wash of light champagne. Maybe, and it does have this sort of like goldish reflect. Y'all see that? It's just very sheer. It's just like, honestly, it's very clear. So... and it does have these little micro glitters in there. It's just very sheer, like a type of shimmer. Very soft, delicate even. And I just basically took it on a pencil brush and I applied it all down here. I do go over with my finger just to like sort of make it stand out a little bit more. And I reapply it right here. But you can barely even tell it's there. It's honestly, I shouldn't even bother telling you guys what I did because you can't even see it. But it's still, it's there, okay? It's there. That is what you guys are going to see me do, okay? Now for my inner corner highlight, you guys, I went and used Sunset Chaser right here, which is a very champagne-y, beige type of shimmer. And I just applied it in that corner using my finger like always, okay? And that's pretty much it. Let me go put some black in my waterline and some mascara, and I'll be right back to give you guys a close-up, okay? This is the finished eye look today. Hopefully you guys like it. Honestly, at first, I was not feeling this palette. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I thought it was kind of really just cool tone. Too cool tone for my taste. But I actually like how the look came out today. I think it's really pretty. Let me back you guys out. And I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, you guys. So I'm back. And yeah, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't like this palette at first. I looked at when I first opened up the palette. And that was like when I ordered it. When it barely launched on Ulta, I ordered it. Got it maybe a couple of days later, you know, opened it up and I was just like, no, I wasn't happy. I wasn't even going to do this video, to be honest, you guys. But you know what? Something inside me told me I got to do the video because they barely moved it to the Colourpop website now. And I really want you guys to know my thoughts on this because I know a lot of you guys look for that type of thing. You want to know, what does Sarah think about it? And I'm going to say that if you love these type of cool tones, you know, because I'm going to consider pretty much all cool tones except for that orange that I use in my transition shade. Every single else one of them in here are pretty, like, they're pretty light, you guys. So I feel that it's going to obviously work for someone lighter than me. I think it's going to barely work for someone of my skin tone. But as for someone darker than me, I do not recommend. Honestly, I don't. I think it's just too many light ones in here. Good Lord, they gave us Twilight. It's a god-awful gray. Like, where would I use it? It's almost like a grayish blue. I actually like this one. It's purple. It's nice. It's just, I don't know, this color story. It's like they took the most random light ashy tones and just threw it in this palette and said, you know what? Sell that shit. I'm going to leave the rest of my thoughts for the beginning of the video because, y'all, it's too much for me right now. I'm going to let you guys go. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.